Howdy, I hope you're having a great day. Silver Trade here again with another video. Hopefully a quick video. I believe Ryan Cohen gave us some big hints today, and I don't know if you've seen the movie Cars before, but Lightning McQueen kinda came from here. Ross Chastain actually used his car in a NASCAR race to ride against the wall, probably flooring his gas pedal, and actually speeding up on the turn. How crazy is that? And Ryan Cohen posted something on X, but we'll never know what it was. But then later in the day, he also posted this. Email GameStop.com if you're interested in buying GameStop Canada or GameStop France. High taxes, liberalism, socialism, progressivism, wokeism, and the DEI included at no additional cost if you buy today. Please remember, none of this is financial advice and we are not financial advisors, and this video is made for entertainment purposes only. But right before he posted this, he had a deleted post. And we've seen it before where he said YOLO and then quickly deleted that post as well. And after he deletes that post, he has an unusually sarcastic post where at the very end it says, buy today. It's really exciting to see the CEO posting and acting this way online, because him just acting this way tells you that he's trying to send a message somehow. Obviously nothing can be for sure, but does feel implied. On GameStop's website, they talk about getting rid of France and Canadian operations, and that makes sense because in those countries you have to pay your employees a lot more and give them a lot better benefits, while the stores are also making less money. It just really doesn't make sense, and them doing this is really good for the fundamentals. And I know we keep saying that after they close store after store after store, but at the end of the day, GameStop is losing less money than they used to be, and they're making more money. And remember, none of this is financial advice, but I believe that's going to show on this next Q4. With PSA maybe bringing in an extra $100 million in profit per quarter. The CEO of PSA has came out and said that they have never seen so many cards get submitted before, and that's just because there was nowhere to submit your cards before GameStop started taking them. And the cards are flying off the shelves, and we're seeing lines in GameStop like we haven't seen in a long time. Recently, it came out that DOGE was also going to be looking into the SEC. You and I both know that that is really good for GameStop. Oh, and the CEO doesn't take a salary, owns almost 10% of all the stock that he bought himself and didn't give himself one share. The company has a huge shareholder following. And don't forget, there's rumors that they're about to buy some Bitcoin. I believe these rumors are only here to signal to investors that they are indeed about to buy Bitcoin. I don't know about you, but whenever I think about GameStop nowadays, it really reminds me of how Tesla was back in 2020. The banks that are betting against GameStop are needing to borrow more and more money. FINRA reported margin debt reached all-time high at $937 billion. We are almost at $1 trillion. Just in margin debt. And don't forget, according to Warren Buffett's indicator, we're actually more overbought than we were back in the dot-com bubble. Years from now, people will call this the AI bubble. There's about 500 stores that GameStop is looking to get rid of from Canada and France. And so, the fundamentals are looking great. The banks are needing to borrow more money than they ever have before. And we're continuing to get more and more glitches on GameStop. Some exchanges were saying that it went to $167,000 per share. A crazy glitch. Like here's one for $10,000. Charles Payne from the meme song and the news is talking about GameStop again, and this is literally what they mean by there will be signs. And Senator Randall Paul is now calling for an audit on Fort Knox to ensure that the US gold is still there. And Elon Musk decided that they were going to actually live stream it pretty soon, and they're going to show all of America the 4,500 tons of gold. And I've seen senators try to get in to Fort Knox before. This guy has asked multiple times, but then they reply and they just say, no, you cannot come in. Like, why can a senator not go and check out Fort Knox? GameStop institutional ownership has never been higher. And this is not financial advice in any way, and I am just joking here, and I am not talking about any stock in particular at all, but I believe it is completely locked. And all this is going on at the exact same time that the yen carry trade is unraveling, finally. The Bank of Japan is going to increase interest rates again in July and again in January of 2026. The Bank of Japan really wants the Japanese yen to be doing better. And obviously, it has not been doing so well lately. And when you look at the 5-year, it's like, yeah, that has really not done well. It's gone from 96 down to 66, called a 33%. Because historically, they just don't like to raise interest rates. Normally, the average interest rate in Japan is about 0.5 or less than 1%, very low. So the yen carry trade, the whole point of it is you borrow money from Japan and then you bring it to America and ball out. And when you zoom out, the yen has done horribly. The last 14 years has dropped by almost 50%. The Bank of Japan was probably being asked to, hey, don't raise interest rates yet. Don't raise interest rates yet. Don't do it just yet. And now they're just like, all right, we got to raise interest rates. This is getting absolutely ridiculous. But the Bank of Japan at this point has to raise interest rates, maybe quicker than they're thinking as well. GameStop's RSI was riding this trend line pretty well. We talk about it a lot and we don't even know how accurate it is, but then they cut off all of the buy orders and then they allow all the buy orders to come back through and it has a pretty good pop. A lot of the time they like to partner this or pair it with some news that came out to make it seem legit. This makes me think that the banks know that there's going to be some news coming out on the 20th. And on top of that, the CEO is posting in a very strange way. And we haven't heard from the cat in a while. With how secretive Fort Knox is, it really makes me think that Elon Musk is going to get there. And then he's going to start looking around and he's not going to find any gold. He's going to stream it to Americans. He's going to show the world that America does not have the 4,500 tons of gold that it promised it had. Even though gold isn't linked to the dollar in any way, it might make the dollar fall, which actually could push up the yen. It might work against the Bank of Japan being so hasty to raise interest rates. But I really think that them not finding any gold inside of Fort Knox is going to make crypto skyrocket. Just today, Texas and Utah, their Senate introduced a new strategic quote-unquote Bitcoin reserve. I always wonder why they call it a strategic Bitcoin reserve, like they're just going to buy it. But thank you guys so much if you made it this far in the video. I really appreciate it. I have another video coming out very soon, but I didn't want to make this one super long. I hope you're having a great day, and God bless.